When we came here, me and Debbie, we downsized everything. We compacted our lives. And you don't realise until you do it, folks, just how limiting downsizing can be. You know, this is the tiny little home that we live in. It's a lovely home. But it's full with just two of us and two dogs. You know, and we are very sparse in possessions. You know, we don't hoard anything, folks. But just look at this. You think I would when you look at my little tiny workshop space here. You know, it's a pain in the arse, folks. But anyway, we came here to escape all the nonsense taking place in the towns and cities. And it's followed us here, folks. I mean, there's no escaping the shit that's going on up in the air, folks. And the internet, and in particular, is it X, they call it, what used to be Twitter, is now abuzz with this information that on Capitol Hill in America, the politicians are now talking openly about the geoengineering / chemtrails. You know, it's like I've said, it's too fucking late. We knew they'd have to come out at some point and admit they were doing it. Yeah, so they let us do our worst. Yeah, censor us to frig, silence us beyond fucking silencing, and allow us tiny little snippets on platforms that no one really listens to or gets to see because they then limit who can see it. And for years I've been saying that at some point, and you know that, those who have been following me all these years, that at some point when they are ready to come out with this admission that yes, they are going to start spraying the skies, even though they've been doing it for 100 years just about, yeah? When they're due to come out, they will have their own narrative. And it won't be anything like our narrative, which tells you about all these particulates at the nano and non-nano levels, about the chemicals that they disperse on us, folks, and the heavy metals, and the stuff that we don't even know about, folks. They will never tell you that. Bill Gates is already getting it into the psyche that it's going to be a chalky event. They're going to plummet the Earth, pummel the Earth's atmosphere with chalk to try and block out the sunlight and to effect a cooling as the Earth gets too hot. You know, all completely and utterly ridiculous. It's not even mad science, folks. It's fucking fake science because that's not the objective. They've been spraying the Earth with heavy metals alone for far too fucking long, going back to the 40s and the 50s, folks. If you just look through the internet and look on my channel and others that are trying to expose this, folks, with things like strontium-90, which is fucking deadly, barium, which is an industrial salt, lithium, aluminium oxide, human animal depleted blood cells poured down on us, folks. Just have a think about what I'm saying. Graphene oxide, which then turns to graphene hydroxide at body temperature, thus then making you susceptible to being connected to the wireless fucking industry, folks, via these target acquiring millimeter wave track and trace systems. You know, we've had these whistleblowers recently coming out saying yes, they are spraying. Pilots, supposed whistleblowers, yeah. And they're not whistleblowers, folks. The whistleblowers were doing this a long time ago when we were being labelled conspiracy theorists, nutters and village fucking idiots. These people coming out now are not whistleblowers. These people on Capitol Hill now, yeah, are just being positioned to tell you a narrative that isn't fucking true. Yeah, to confuse you. You know, and people are going to be looking at this new narrative when it finally gets into the mainstream and going, oh yeah, well, they're going to be spraying the sky soon. They haven't been doing it, but they're going to be doing it, and it's not with the fucking stuff you've been saying for years they're going to be doing it with. Yeah, and then our narratives, I should imagine, will be fucking shoved even further down the back burner, folks. Incinerated into this fucking dustbin that the internet has. For those of us that speak the truth, folks. Can it, bin it, get fucking rid of it. Give the public what they want to hear. They'll be telling you. I've been saying for years that this stuff that they're spraying, and I've shown all them thousands upon thousands, over fucking 12,000 videos alone, folks. Getting up to 15,000 fucking videos, yeah? I've been showing all this, folks, and I've been saying all through it that I could understand it if they were spraying vitamins and minerals that were good for us, supplements. You know, not all this fucking nonsense that's deadly to our health and poisonous to every living, breathing thing, including the plants and the fucking flora, fauna, and the microbes. But at some point now, when their narrative does come to the fore, they're not going to say to you, yeah, we're spraying you with vitamins and this, that, and the other. They'll admit to spraying certain fucking particulates and salts, but they'll tell you that it's good for you because it's going to save the human race. You know, and it's just ridiculous, folks. You've got to be ready for it. Be prepared for it. And transhumanism isn't human at all, folks. They're saying that we're going to, at some point, the human species is dying out. They're telling us that now. They're getting that into the kids' fucking heads. That we've got a limited time now as humans and that we need to be cyborged. We need to be fucking transhumanized. And it's just ridiculous, folks. There's no future in being transhuman. There's none. None. And you've got to think about it common sensely. Don't be fooled by the fucking science. Because their science is only settled in the bullshit. You know, and people only too readily, you know, cover the lie, cover the bullshit, folks, and look forward to the shit from off of it. If you understand what I'm saying, folks. I'm a human, and I'm alive, and I love being alive, despite the fact that it's fucking difficult living the life that they fucking want to destroy. But to become part of a fucking digital cyborg system where you are then controlled, where you can be fucking act. Think about it, folks. That's not human at all. That's not a human future. It's not even a transhuman future, folks. It's the death of life as we know it. I'm not prepared to fucking stand for that, folks. I'm not. Anyway. As it comes into my head, I've got to fucking say, I do a lot of research, folks. I've been researching all fucking morning, trying to keep out of this wet that comes from the planes, that leave those stains. Believe me, folks, this is not weather. Anyway, there's my new lawn. I have a few bald patches, which I've reseeded and then put some new soil on the top, as you can see with the black. But there it is. We successfully managed, with the help of farm lady, to eradicate the mold problem, catch them and move them on. And so far they've not returned. Anyway, with that shot, I'll shut up. I kid you not.